Hi, I'm Steven the Pet Man from Big Apple Pet Supply, and I've got the UniHeat brand of heat warmers. Now, what are these good for? A lot of things. They are basically used to ship anything from fish to reptiles to amphibians to plants or even liquids that you don't want to freeze when you are shipping in cold weather. So basically, they're really simple to use. They activate simply by opening the package. And you do that very easily. Once you open the package, it's activated by air. This is what the heat pack actually looks like. So, red stripe normally would go up onto the lid of your container that you're shipping and would be taped. But first, in order to make this really work well, you've got to take something like a paper towel and wrap it in a paper towel, just like this. And then you would take this and you would tape it to the top. If you don't use a paper towel, or some people slide these right into a small paper bag, those small paper like lunch bags you can use are perfect for these. So, and then you would tape it to the top of the box on the inside of your box, of course, and then that would radiate heat down. So basically it takes about 50 to 90 minutes for this heat to build up in here. So don't expect to open it and in 2 minutes you're going to get tons of heat pouring out of it. That's not the way these work. These actually take quite a while to heat up, so about 90 minutes, could be 50 minutes to really start feeling some warmth, but 90 minutes where you really feel a good amount of heat. The maximum temp of these are about 115 degrees. That goes for the 40 and it goes for the 72. The 60 hours is a little different. It can actually peak out up to 150 degrees. So it runs a little warmer than the 72 or the 40. So just be aware of that. That's the peak. But then it starts, but all of these start coming down to a temperature of about 100 degrees for the duration, for the rest of the duration. So after 4 hours, peaks, then you start going down a little bit, and you basically plateau at 100 degrees for all three of these different hour sizes. So again, that would be 40, 60, or 72 hours worth of heat. Now, one way to judge a little bit of how this will heat up your package is one of these heat packs will typically raise your temperatures about 10 degrees above the temperature that it's shipping in. So basically, and that's in a 1 cubic foot box. That's what we're using here as a basis. 12 by 12 by 12, something like that. 10 degrees warmer when you put one in. So you will have to use multiple heat packs if you're shipping in really cold weather. Another thing that you need to understand is that if the box itself, inside the box, falls below freezing, these will stop working. So if you're shipping in really cold weather, you need to make sure that you have a properly insulated box so that your temps are not dropping below 30 degrees. Now, if you're using a couple of these or using one of these, your box probably won't fall below 32 degrees because these will already be producing heat inside the box. One other thing that I really want to go over is it takes testing to find out how to ship in different types of weather. You're going to use different amounts or different types of heat packs based on whether you're shipping a little box, a big box, whether you're shipping a reptile, a flower, a liquid chemical that you don't want to freeze. They all utilize different types of heat to enable them to ship properly. So in this case, you really need to do some test runs. There's some electronic, not very expensive equipment that you can actually do test runs with. So you might need to use 260s, or some people blend a 72 with a 40 and tape them up to the top of the box, or put one up to the top and one to the side. So there are various ways to use these, and you just have to understand that you might have to do some test runs to make sure whatever you're shipping is going to make it okay in the temperatures that you're shipping them in. Lastly, I'll talk a little bit about, because we sell a lot of these for reptile shipments, what you might want to understand is that if you're shipping multiple species in a box, let's say you have a desert species and then you have something like a frog, you'll want to put the frog further away from the heat pack, and you want to put the desert species towards the heat pack. So in a box, you might have a bearded dragon, some other species, maybe some snakes in the middle, and then the frogs at the bottom to keep them furthest away, because too much heat for a frog will obviously cause it to expire. So again, takes a lot of testing, but I do want to talk last about the quality of these Uni Heat mats. And again, 72, 60, and the 40-hour that I have taken out. This UniHeat brand, as we have seen it, is the most reliable heat brand or heat pack brand on the market. These do ship out from our facility the same day you order them. We stock a lot of them. I do want to say that they are a little bit tricky to find in our website. You need to look in reptile supplies, then in heating supplies, and then finally go to the heat mat and heat tape section where you will find these. You can also just type into our search engine on our website heat pack, and they will come up right away for you. Again, they ship right away. Uni Heat Packs, our favorite brand of heat pack. And I'm Steven, the Pet Man from BigApplePetSupply.com, and I thank you for watching.